That's it, let's start. So, let's start, probably, a little bit with history. Here, probably, of those who are present, there are people who, together with me, about 5 years ago, went into the Yllo project. In fact, you can probably say at an early stage, at the first, yes, that's when it was just a mobile application in a smartphone based on this in the iPhone. That's when it was all positioned simply as a decentralized mobile application, free, without advertising, with a built-in crypto wallet. And that's how the whole project was. Here, after these 5 years, there have probably been very, very big changes. And now, at the moment, Yllo is not just a mobile application with a wallet, but this is already a whole space that is already positioned as a Web3, that is, a Web CLI is with us. If someone does not know, I myself, to be honest, am not very immersed in it yet, but if we start from the understanding that is tied to this abbreviation, then this is the concept of a new generation of the internet, which is decentralized, works on the blockchain and the economy of tokens, and it is opposed to the internet, which is used by everyone now, which, let's say, with the abbreviation Web2, which works on the basis of centralized platforms such as Google, Facebook, Apple, that is, the data of all users are stored on the side of large corporations here. And if we take the internet Web3, that is, this is where the data of all users are not stored on some central server, they are in a decentralized system and, well, let's say, protected, yes, and corporations cannot use user data. That is, by and large, this is such a decentralized internet in 3, that is, it turns out that Yllo is going in this direction. Now, of course, all the products that, let's say, are in development, they are not yet fully working, as it is all supposed to be, that is, what are the main tasks here, but some things are already working, they can be used, that is, in principle, anyone can already install themselves, well, in principle and on the phone and on the computer. The xlt space in which the chats are located can be used well. There are some, of course, there are sometimes buggies, but someone can compare that the xlt chats work there worse than Telegrams, or there is worse than something else, that there are still some problems there, yes, but you just need to remember that the Yllo project is one in which, let's say, less than $1 million were invested in 5 or 6 years of development. Well, less is real, right? And if you take the same Telegram, then there are well hundreds of millions of dollars, so it's not quite correct to compare, of course. Here, with regard to xlt, several other projects are already being built on the basis of the xlt blockchain and their platform. One of them is Unreal Rating. This is a game in which there is also already, well, here many of those who are already, let's say, they're investors in this direction, have tokens for which profits from this game will be accrued in the future, right? So, approaching the game, everyone has heard that in the near future we will already have plans to launch the sale of NFT machines for the game. So, it was planned that it would be, in my opinion, if I'm not mistaken, the 6th of April. Now the dates have been slightly postponed and well, at the moment the information is such that they plan to start sales on about the 11th of April. So, of course, this is an approximate deadline, that is, due to some other reasons, these deadlines may shift. That is, well, the approximate date is the 11th. In addition to the fact that there will be the start of car sales, there will also be an airfield launched. Here is the detailed information about the airfield. I won't say for memory now, yes, but airdrop is when for some actions the user receives free tokens of this project. If we consider exactly the projects on the real rating of 2035, then there is a token, a game token, that is, it is an internal game currency that will be credited for any actions directly on the site of this project. If so, the gaming site itself, in my opinion, is not working yet, it is closed before the start of sales, if I am not mistaken. So, next. So now I'll tell you a little bit about the XLT coins, where they are stored, on which wallets. So those who entered the Yllo project a few years ago, coins were credited to a wallet linked to an application on a smartphone, on an iPhone. Yes, we had authorization by phone number there, as everyone remembers. Many iPhones did not have and just had automatic user registration and cash, well, not cash, but coins of the project were credited to this account. So now you can enter the xlt space in the same way. If you have questions about how to do this, you can write questions in the chat later after the webinar. Let's say yes, and I will throw off the instructions, because there are instructions and, in principle, they have already been published several times. If someone has not seen it, then it can be repeated. This means that after authorization in the space, you will already have coins on your wallet. We will have coins in the Yllo 1.0 network. The 2.0 network has already been launched. That is, probably, there may be some people who do not understand a little in the crypt and do not have enough information. Yes, so 2.0 is our ERC20 Ether network. At the moment, it is possible to store these coins on MetaMask. MetaMask is a wallet that can be installed, in principle, both on the phone and on the computer. You can install the application, yes. Here's how to do it. There are a lot of instructions in YouTube, that is, just score a MetaMask wallet in the YouTube search. There you can find instructions on how to put it, how to use it, where to get the wallet address, and so on. That is, this information is just to see there. Here again, if someone has any questions, misunderstandings, that is, you can write questions in the chat, we will answer, prompt. So at the moment, the transfer from the network is 1.0 to 2.0 there. On the site that the transfer takes place through, work is underway and it probably won't be active until mid-April, most likely. You can keep coins both there and there. That is, at the moment there is no obligation of any kind that coins need to be stored on the 2.0 network or on the 1.0 network. That is, in principle, well, it doesn't matter at the moment. So further on our AFK site we made such, let's say, an opportunity. Well, you can call it an exchange, yes, but it works in some kind of SI platform. That is, there are just offers for sale there. If someone just wants to sell their coins, then you can place your offer on the site. There are detailed instructions as well as how to use it, what you need to do for this. You can set your price, at what price you want to sell, and if there is a willing, they will buy from you. At the moment, this is probably the easiest and most convenient way for those who want to sell. In addition, the coins are being traded on the PunkSwap exchange now, but for many it will be really problematic to go there, and well, plus there is very little liquidity. With small purchases, the price will simply fly away there by 2-3 times. Well, for understanding, yes. So, what else did I want to tell you? So, well, in general, in principle, I have already told everything that I wanted according to the plan. Will there be an opportunity to sell your EPX gaming tokens in the game itself and withdraw funds, or will an exchange be needed for this? No, the sale of tokens only through the exchange, that is, buyback does not plan the project itself. Thank you. So the next question. My managing tokens are located in the company. How will the accrual of profits be carried out, whether it will be displayed in the personal account or purely at my request? The company will make calculations, provide me with information about the accrual of dividends. So those tokens that are in our company, they will be credited with profit. I guess it will be about once a month. That is, the month is over, calculations will be made by month, we will automatically accrue profit on all tokens that are on the site. Well, and accordingly, after the accruals, there will be some published information about how much of everything there was and how much was credited to where. Can I sell my tokens through the company which were credited to me when purchasing the Fjords token? Theoretically, this can be done if we implement the exchange function here or well in some other way. I think it can be done, but of course not now, but later. So the following, is the company considering taking over the management of my tokens for a certain percentage, for example, selling at my request, exchanging for fiat, further withdrawal to the card, or will I have to start an account in a MetaMask? No, there is no obligation to create an account in a MetaMask. We wrote about it that we have quite a lot of people who are not very friendly with all these crypto wallets, and if the tokens are on our site, it is not necessary to withdraw them. Well, it's probably easier for us, too, to some extent, because each transfer will still have to be paid, because transfers on the Ether network are not free. That's it. Pash, I have a question for you then. Maybe you remember. Can you tell us a little bit about how the airfield will be held, if you have information there at hand, or do you remember about it? Well, it turns out that we are now expecting the admission of ambassadors to testing, and after successful testing, a prototype will already be launched, where, in fact, a person can go to the site and immediately, that is, it turns out on the site he immediately falls into the game itself. Here he is given a free demo car and it turns out he has the right to conduct races on it, and in case of victory over the bot, he gets 0,05 GX. Here, that is, there is a daily norm for all players, that is, there are about 200 tokens per day allocated to the airfield. It turns out that these awards are divided into 4 rounds, one round lasts for 6 hours. It turns out that when the norm was worked out in each round, that is, after the victory over the bot, it will not be charged. Here, that is, a total of 50,000 UX tokens have been allocated to the airfield and it is planned to last about 8 months somewhere. Here. And tell me more, what will this airfield or the sale of cars be launched first, or will it all be at the same time? It will all be launched at the same time, that is, when the moment of launch comes, so to speak, access and purchase of pack cars will appear on the site. Yes, that is, there are 2 planned there now. That's immediately access to the game itself, to the holding of a swap, there are races and so on. That is, on average, the check-in lasts about 15 to 20 seconds, so it turns out that a person has a choice. Yes, there is a free demo car to drive, participate in the airfield, or immediately buy an all pack, where he gets a car plus a little lawyer. So it turns out, what is the difference? If he buys a pack, then he has no restrictions on arrivals. In the case of a free DM car, a person is only given 7 free rides. He left them, and what should he do then? That is, either buy an all pack, or invite new players through your referral link. That is, let's say I logged into the game, drove off all the races, copied my link, sent it to a friend, he logged into the game, that is, he secured me and I was given 7 more races for him. That is, as a bonus for the fact that I invited him. That is, he was given 7 races and I was also given a bonus for all the races. That is, either a person expands the community, attracting new players and gets new arrivals, or a person buys an NFTI car. Here, that is, something like that. That is, this is not a free game. That is, here a person either helps to develop the community, or helps the team financially by buying their types. Well, about the wallet, this is a mask. That is, information has recently appeared in our South Africa document in the frequently asked questions section. That is, Eugene added there that it will be necessary to have a MetaMask wallet. That is, it can be installed either on a phone or a Google Chrome extension. It seems like there is a version there for the Mozilla browser. Well, that is, there for various browsers. How to create a MetaMask wallet? I have instructions in principle on my channel, you can see. Here, that is, at the start, it turns out those who want to buy their NFT pack, there are often questions that how to replenish MetaMask there. Yes, that is, you need to replenish it with DTRC20 network. This is the Ether network. So make a purchase from your personal MetaMask wallet, because Yllo machine, it will fall on the wallet from which the payment is being made. That is, there are no exchange wallets, there is only a personal wallet. Here, that is, it is absolutely necessary for everyone to create a MetaMask before the start itself. Here's a little bit to figure out how to manage it. That's what the developers have conveniently done, is that the airfield will immediately fall into the wallet. That is, let's say I've won a gaming bot, these 005U flight, they immediately fall on my MetaMasker. Here, that is, there is no need to add anything to the game itself and so on. That's very cool. So, well, I don't know what else to say. In principle, we are waiting for the start. And it is also very important to note such a moment that let's say that who bought Yeti through UFiji. Yes, it turns out that in order to receive dividend from these here rhubarb share, the income should be shared together with the project, then it is necessary to have a Nautica. That is, you also need to keep this in mind. That's the data. These dividends of income sharing will begin when the project enters the beta stage. So, now we have the first phase of the prototype starting. The prototype consists of 3 phases, then the transition goes to alpha and then beta. At the moment, we have the total number of xlt tokens, that is, this is the main project of the parent company, there are 10 million of them, so the current price is approximate somewhere, well, on average about 40 cents, 30, 40 cents, that is, it is floating, right? This is if we start at all from the capitalization of various companies in the cryptocurrency market, then, for example, if we take even the capitalization of 500 million Illinois, then this price of one token will be about $50. Now we have already started, probably, yes, the process of preparing for the listing has begun. Right now, I won't say for sure on which exchange it will be and exactly what number there is. Well, how the process began. Here, too, if everything goes as it should, here, then in general there are good chances in the future to somehow still get our profit which we expected when we invested in this company. So, well, accordingly, if it grows here, then the game theme will also grow with game tokens, with everyone too. Well, because it's basically all in one, as if in one project, here it is within one such ecosystem. That's it. Well, in general, I have everything. If anyone has any more questions, then let's ask them.
Will it be possible to buy this car in the game for Jura X, or will it be necessary to use it with DT?
The car for her with DT.
And I have a question for Pavel. Pavel may be able to tell you the migration from 2.0 can be done on a smartphone, well, without a computer?
Yes, you can. It's just that the migration service is not available right now. That is, she said that it will be launched after the prototype of South Africa starts. That is, well, somewhere maybe mid-April. That is, now the migration site is not working, and you can access it even from a tablet, even from a phone, even from a computer. This is not the point.
Got it, thanks.
So does anyone else have any questions?
So, I didn't understand a little bit, that is, according to the dividends here on the token YUD. That is, if I don't buy a car, then I won't receive any dividends even if I have one there.
Well, here it turns out that if the YUD is on your personal wallet, then you will need a car in order to receive dividends. If your friends stay in the company, then you won't need a car. That is, well, it turns out 2 options.
And, well, it turns out that the company itself will buy a car there and will manage it itself.
Yes, yes.
Ah, well, everything is fine, then thank you.
By the way, there was a question before that. Is the car bought for her with DT yes or for URX? In general, now it will be sold only for its DT on the Ether network, but later, when we get to phase 3 of the prototype, there will be an internal market in the game itself, and if someone who bought a car earlier, if he, for example, wants to put it on this market and sell it for legal fees, then there is, well, conditionally a secondary market, yes, then it can do it, that is, lay out a car for Jura, and someone can buy this case for Jura X. And the domestic market will be a currency there, I understand correctly, right? Yes, it will be an internal marketplace and everything will be there for UEX. I see. So, does anyone have any more questions?
Is there any news on the dinar? When is the start of sales there?
Well, we are still far from the start of sales. We still have the issue of production. Here's the dinar and then there will be information separately. Today we have more fit, silt and shoulder straps here. I then separate the information.
Yeah, I see, thanks.
So, well, since no one else has any questions, then I suggest we finish today's webinar. Then thank you all. Be healthy then and goodbye.